everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Time now 6:15 a.m. here on your Tuesday morning. You are watching the Morning Huddle with 4th and 5. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got on the menu for breakfast for you here today. We're going to talk about, are we trying to save college football? Well, a billionaire apparently has a plan to do so. Also, we got $25 million to build the team. How are we going to spend it? And I'll let that be a little teaser. Yeah, you saw Taylor Swift in the background. Welcome into the Morning Huddle. You're watching 4th and 5. I'm DJ Williams alongside the crew, Grant Cook, Josh Throne. Everybody's up this morning. Fellas, how we doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Yeah, man.
Just locked in, man.
Just woke up a couple minutes ago, I feel like.
How much fun was last night going through all of our day in history with 4th and 5, highlights, lowlights? We've come a long way. And pending what the chat says this morning, I think we actually got a clean start to the show. All right. DJ, you need to post a list of shows with the dates and times. Well, I'll tell you this, Johnny Vincent, Monday through Friday, 6:15, you're going to get the Morning Huddle. Is that fair? Or do I need to post that? I do love Johnny, though. Big fan. Let's go ahead and tell people what we got on tap for them today. We kind of gave a little bit of a tease there. The billionaire over there at Texas Tech, who pretty much saved their football team, he says he has the solution to fix college sports. We're going to dig into that here in just a little bit and see how that applies to Arkansas, specifically when it comes to the money side of things. Okay, so this guy, we'll get into the story later, apparently donated around $25 to $30 million just for the football team alone. Okay. You can see how that impacted Texas Tech. They're playing in the college football playoffs. They got a first round bye. Revenue sharing is the thing here at Arkansas now, or I would say with most Power 4 teams. Arkansas is set to have an estimated $25 million to build a roster per year. That's insane. Wild. All right. So you get the $15 million. You know, they had the $20 million from revenue sharing. 15 of that should go towards the football program. The rest is going to be split amongst the other teams, other programs up there. So that on top of what Hunter Yurchek is saying puts them in this realm of middle of the pack in the SEC when it comes to donor money and the official NIL. They're expecting that to be around to $20 to $25 million. So we're going to build a roster. We had a really interesting interview yesterday on The Zone. Trey Biddy came on because Justin was talking about this article that Richard Davenport put out, where Richard went and actually did the research to figure out what does a position get per position when it comes to NIL money. And so we're going to dig into that. I'm going to let you know the numbers that they came up with through that research. But before we move on, fellas, we got to talk about a real quick recap. Conference play gets started here in just a little bit. No way. That can't be right. You think so? On my end?
Every time you put that paper down on the desk, I think I can hear your mic bumping, DJ.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know what I can hear, too.
You can hear my paper? You think
it sounds like this.
Interesting. I'll fix that here in a second, but y'all can hear me loud and clear?
Oh, yeah. You're good. But
okay.
It's every time you stack your papers.
So stop moving a little bit. Okay. I'll get on that. So last night, Arkansas, they beat JMU. Okay. JMU, conference play starts with their next game, but they win that game 103 to 74. As far as points, Acuff, once again, 17 points. I think he's on a big-time streak in double digits. Brazil, you only get 8 out of him. 3 for 6 and field goal, 27 minutes. You had DJ Wagner, 26 minutes, 14 points. Malik Ewing, once again, in double digits. You got to like that. Our guy Malik Thomas off the bench, 28 points. Come on. Yeah. We need him to get going. He's our sensational freshman. We got to get that fired up for our guy over there. And I'll say this, still from top to bottom, pretty good performance. The one thing that's, I think, going to come back and haunt us is our free throws, 65% from the charity stripe. That got us against Houston, and hopefully we don't get in that same situation. Yeah, everybody says sound. Oh, Razorback Pride is in here. Razorback Pride. I want you to let us know your address. You won yesterday, and look, we got a new score clock so everybody can see it at all times. So when we get into our competition side of things, some people are going to have a chance to win more merch. Razorback Pride, I need you to send an address to get that going. But conference play starts with their next game, and so we'll see how the SEC gauntlet gets going. But all right, fellas, let's get into that first topic that we have today. And once again, this comes from Cody Campbell He's the billionaire over there at Texas. He owns one of the largest oil companies in West Texas. So y'all seen Landman. You know how much money that is going to bring to a program. But he went on ESPN. He had a interview. And in this interview on ESPN, fellas, he started talking about, I got the solution. I got the solution for saving, I guess, the NFL. He says he loves sport. College football. Campbell believes college sports needs more money. Imagine that. And more effective organization to regulate how that money is to be spent. He's lobbying Congress to amend the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961. This is how he says he can fix it. That will allow college sports to negotiate TV contracts as a single group, as a professional league such as the NFL and NBA do, okay? Colleges currently negotiate their TV contracts by conference, which gives media executives more bargaining power and favors the Big Ten and the SEC. Obviously, he's a Big 12 guy, which have higher ratings and bigger budgets. So he thinks that's why there's such a big slump of the competition between conferences, because those conferences just have more money to spend. Where do y'all get into this realm of, he is a former player. You know, he played O-line at Texas Tech. You can look up pictures of him carrying Mike Leach off the field back in Texas Tech's glory days. So he's a big-time fan, so we'll give him that. Grant, I know you like O-linemen, and, you know, in the situation of billionaires who never necessarily went through the administration side of college sports as far as athletic director, maybe some coaching or GA, any type of that stuff, start going to Congress and making changes to the college football, I guess, world without any experience. But I will say a billionaire in that realm of running a company, I feel like at least should be heard out just a little bit, right?
Well, I mean, you know that he's successful when it comes to business. And I mean, I would say that college football is not necessarily not a business. I mean, the NFL is very much so a business. The NBA is very much so a business. You know, from the disparity part, no doubt that the SEC and the Big Ten definitely nowadays are the most prominent conferences, I guess I would say. And I think a lot of that does have to deal with the SEC network and the Big Ten network. Those things they've negotiated. There's a lot more dollars coming into those schools. Now, is the Big 12 that far behind? If that's why we're deciding that that's what we want to do, is because we want to get the Big 12 caught up with these other two conferences, then I don't know that that's necessarily the right thing. But I do think it's an interesting take if you took all of college football and you could negotiate that with the networks and then come back, because I mean, football or NFL's played on several different networks. I mean, it's I think ABC, it's Fox, it's CBS. Now you got Prime and Netflix and all these other ones too that are trying to get a piece of the pie. So there's a lot of revenue flowing to the NFL when they're collectively bargaining against the networks.
So I'm gonna tell y'all, as I read out these numbers of what these players are getting, essentially in power 4 per position, what it pays, and to hear that the solution is more money, it's gonna make y'all. It's gonna make your stomach turn. All right, you're gonna be like, "What?" All right, and now we want to give more money. But Josh,
DJ, DJ, I think you got one of these windows popped up on our side in Restream.
Oh, you don't like that? Yeah, that was me checking my mic. Oh, is that bothering you?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Well, yeah. Now I can see the whole screen.
I'm sorry. But Josh, your take on this billionaire, this landman? No, he ain't a landman. He's El Jefe over there. But what is your take on Cody Campbell?
Well, I watched that link, that interview that you sent us. You know, it's interesting because my personal take on it is that the NCAA tried for years and years and years to make sure that all of these athletes didn't see a dime. They had complete compliance departments that their main focus was to make sure that you, DJ, you, Grant, Matt, anybody who ever played doesn't see one penny. And if they catch you seeing a penny, they're going to take all of your eligibility away. And now it's, I don't know, man, I'm a little bit on the side of this free market now, because I kind of want to stick it to the people that were doing that for so long. So now all the rules are off, and every time they try to place rules on, it gets pressed in court and they lose every single time. Because if they want to control this, then they're going to have to break down what was and rebuild up things new. It's going to have to look like players are now signing employee contracts, and no one wants to hear that. But that's just the way it is. They tried to put this whole, hey, if you get paid over $600, submit it to the NCAA, and we'll determine whether or not it's real or it's legit, or if it's a good NIL, true NIL or not, or if it's just disguised as pay for play. But the reality is that that's like some entity that does not employ you trying to tell you whether or not Ortho Arkansas giving 4th and 5, however much money is legit or not. Well, Ortho may believe in you and they may be willing to pay more than someone else. And so why is it this other third party's body, YouTube came to you and said, well, you can't, or Ortho can't work with you. It can't work like that in a free market society. And they're trying to, and that whole governing body with the NCAA trying to govern these deals now, it's not going to work. It hasn't worked, and the Texas Tech billionaire says it doesn't work. So they're constantly working with their attorneys, trying to make sure that what is the NCAA implementing, and is what they're implementing actually legal, or can we take this to court and win? And if they believe they can take it to court and win, well, they're going to pour more money in that direction. That's just what's going to happen every single time. So I'm all for it.
Well, things when it comes to Congress and people being involved. First of all, y'all got me in my head about my mic. Can y'all hear this music if I play this? Y'all hear that?
No, I couldn't hear the open music either. I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah, you're coming through your computer.
That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem because I got some good. It's going to be hard playing playlist trivia without hearing anything. And if I,
yeah, I can still hear you.
Yeah,
we'll cross that bridge later. All right. So that means I came in with some real juice at the beginning of that show without any music. Oh, I was pumped up. I was pumped up by the music, though. I'll try to figure out what's going on with that here in a second.
Look, hey, in the comments right now, they're talking about, the NCAA needs to be replaced.
Yeah,
I think it does, or just completely reframed, because the way that they're still trying to run things like they were in the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s. Yet all the guardrails have changed that allowed them to run it that way. So Calipari, to your point, DJ, I don't know if it was last night or earlier this morning. I'm still foggy. You're talking about listening to him.
Yep.
Well, he made some great points about taking away the transfer opportunities for them to transfer over and over and over again. One and done transfer type situation. Other than that, you lose eligibility. That will take away about 60 to 70% of the problems. But they're going to have to come off this hill that they continue to try to die on about governing how much money a particular billionaire or businessman can give a player outside of the sport of NCAA football. They have no right to determine any of that. That is a marketing contract. It's written as a marketing contract. And me, you, and everybody else could look at it and go, yeah, but it kind of seems like they're just giving him money because he plays football for the university that they want him to play for. It can look like that all day long, but if it's written that he's going to show up for X, Y, and Z and do these different appearances or marketing engagements, then that's what the contract is for. And the NCAA can't determine whether that's legitimate or not because we have laws against it in our country. They can't. So the only way that they're going to do it is they're going to have to go get all these Texas senators on board and all over the country and get all these people to vote for some sort of law to change. But why would they do that? I guarantee you the Texas senators and congressmen love having Texas winning college football. It brings a lot of money into the state. So I don't see it ever making it through Congress unless something changes. But I really think it's NCAA that's going to have to step up and make the change and rework the way they think. And there's going to be a lot of coaches who are like, hey, I don't want to coach in this anymore. I don't like this. Where are you going to go coach? High school? NFL?
No, they ain't going to do that. You can't go back to that. Can't go back to that. All right, I just did some things. What about now? No?
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
You're coming through your mic.
Can you hear this? Can you hear this? You ready? Can you hear this music?
Oh, yeah. You're back.
Stupid technology. Stupid. I didn't even do anything.
But don't let AI hear you say that.
All right, fellas, let's get to our next topic. Okay, so this will be an interesting one. We talked about all the money, and you can see the lower third right now. $25 million to build a team. $25 million to build this team. All right, we just got through talking about all this money. And so when we were on the Buzz yesterday in the Zone, Trey Biddy came on, and Justin asked him about this article that Richard Davenport wrote. And it was talking about, he did the research, and he's trying to figure out per position what players are making. And in the middle of Justin kind of saying what Richard came up with, Trey was just like, did you not read mine? He was just like, whoa, easy. So Trey did the same thing, but the difference was Trey, he acted like he had the budget and what he would spend on people, where Richard was trying to find out what people were actually getting, okay? So we never really got around to Richard's point because Trey wanted to do his part, but he did somewhat say when it came to the numbers, we're in the ballpark. So apparently a power four for a quarterback, okay? Power four and a quarterback, you're going to at least get somewhere between $1 to $2 million, okay? 1.5 being the average. Now, if you're a stud, if you're a big-time stud, you're going to end up getting somewhere between 3 to 4. Top tier, $5 to $6 million for a quarterback. Can't be making that up, all right? And so let's go down position groups. A left tackle, probably going to spend about $800,000, close to $1 million on. You get in situations, a top-tier receiver is going to be in between $700,000 to $900,000, million for the top dogs. And then you got to think about it. Receiver number 2 is going to be somewhere between $500,000. Receiver number 3, almost right there in that same ballpark. Top tier tight ends, around $400,000 to $450,000. You can go through average interior O-line, anywhere between $200,000 to $400,000. I mean, these numbers are just wild. Number 1 running back, you're going to look at somewhere between $350,000 to $600,000. Backup running back is going to be close to that same ballpark, around $250,000 to $400,000, and the list just goes on and on and on. It is wild to me, guys. that is a thing, because the thing about it is, now that this revenue sharing is a part of this game, this is the competition, okay? And so the argument was when Trey went on there and he started talking about, I would spend about $2 million on my quarterback. I got to lock down a quarterback, okay? And then I'm going to spend about $1 million on an edge rusher. You got to have an edge rusher. So they thinking that's in the ballpark of what Quincy Rhodes might be tapping into for him to come back and stay here. Wow to me, okay? And I love these guys. And so when it comes to splitting up this money, and the percentage of where you put it.
First off, Grant's just shaking his head because he's like, man, I could have had all that to start my life. Wow.
Man, could you imagine?
No wonder people are trying to get 9th year eligibility.
Yes, I get it. So here's the wild part. The prices are crazy. Somebody just put that into the Grant needs $500 million. Johnny Vincent, you need to be Grant's agent.
Oh, man, I'll take it.
So my thing is, if you have it, you have to spend it. And you got to think, this is a per year type thing. They only do 1-year deals on these NIL deals. You don't have these contracts that go, this is per year. $1 million on an edge rusher, because, you know, a top DB corner, $800,000. You know, if you're going to combat $1 million receiver, you got to have that type of talent. And then, fellas, here's the difference. What I think a lot of people are missing. And this is where I think teams like Arkansas will get taken advantage of, because we will go out and spend $2+ million on a quarterback. We will go out and spend $1 million on an edge rusher. We will go out and spend $800,000 on a receiver. We'll do it because we have it to spend. But fellas, you know, just like I know, in college football, there's only maybe 5 to 7 dudes who are edge rushers. That's it, that are worth that amount of money. And they are going to all these other places. So, yes, Arkansas is going to have $1 million edge rusher on the roster, but it's not the same like these other guys. Quarterbacks, there's only, look at the landscape of college football this year. Awful year for quarterbacks, okay? People would argue, say this is the worst Heisman class that we have had, okay? So out of those guys, the top 3 quarterbacks that made it to the final whatever, I don't even think those guys are worth $2 million, okay? And so now you got all these quarterbacks that really aren't worth the value, they're getting all of this money just because the teams have it to spend it. And so this is where this thing gets wild, okay? Because we got the money, but there's just not enough good players, in my opinion, to justify the price. They asked me yesterday about the tight end position, around 350 to 400,000. You think that's what Rohan Jones was getting? I said, I hope not. Are you kidding me? But if we have it, then you just have to spend it somewhere. Me personally, I think what he brought to the team, and give credit to all the money that is circulating around, I would have gave him about 70,000, 75, and called it a day. And I think that would have been enough on top of a scholarship and all the things that come with college football. But these numbers are absurd, guys. So you got $25 million to spread the wealth. How are y'all doing it?
I'll break down. I wrote some stuff down because you told me early enough yesterday before I went to bed. First of all, for my quarterback room, I'm setting aside, I'm reading this. I'm setting aside about $4 million for my quarterback room because I want to go get a portal transfer for a guy who's done it and a guy that I know that can come in and lead my team. I'm not going high school, and that's another issue in college football today, right? When I'm not looking at high school. But not $4 million for him. I'm gonna probably try to set aside. That's just $4 million for the room. I'm gonna try to set aside at least $1 million for a backup, and move on to my running back position. Running back, I'm gonna set aside $2.5 million for the running back room. Wide receivers, because I want to have a running back committee. A lot of those guys get hurt. Probably like a million split. Maybe a third guy who gets 200,000. And I got a little bit of wiggle room to negotiate with those first two guys. Then I want to go to my receiver room. $4.5 million. I want to have 3 really good receivers on my roster, and I'm probably going to be having to give them 800,000 to $1.2 million, depending on do I have a Julio guy that I need to step up and go get. But I want to have enough money there because offense wins games. It scores points, and I know defense is important too. I'm gonna get to that. Offensive line, I'm setting aside probably one of the bigger chunks, $6 million for the offensive line room because I got to have somebody who can give my offense time to run. Defensive edge, like you said, DJ, I'm setting aside a nice chunk, $5 million. Linebackers, $2 million. Secondary, I'm gonna set aside $1 million for that. And special teams, whatever I got left over. If I got some change, I ran out of money. Yeah, I ran out of money. Hopefully, I got a kicker who just knows he can make it to the NFL and he can kick. Or my offense is so powerful, we don't need a kicker too often.
I see some people in the comments right now. Asking, is this money up front? Alex Shirley, it is usually week to week. That's how they kind of break it down. I'll also say this, Arkansas, this goes into effect January 1, but it got passed a while back.
Well, what they're doing now, DJ, revenue share is one thing.
Yeah.
But the NIL collectives, they're getting kind of creative with their contracts on how they write it up just in case the kid decides that he doesn't fulfill that contract. They're not on the hook for that anymore. If he were to go in the transfer portal and leave, now you can't do these particular engagements. So the contract language is actually pretty interesting.
Well, speaking of interesting, even with all this money, we're still behind. So you talked about all those guys are going to spend it on. They're still going to go other places because they can still get more money. So you're going to get some guys, as you can see in the chat, that aren't worth that money that will get it. Power to you. Okay. How about this? So this is how the state of Arkansas, and when I say state of Arkansas, the powers that be, Congress, our Senate, or the House, and all that good stuff, they came together and they came up with a bill that was then pushed through by Governor Sanders. Now, when it comes to these players now through the revenue sharing are being paid as employees, being paid straight through the university, okay? And those players that receive all that money won't pay a dime in state tax. They're removing that they are going to be exempt from paying taxes on that money.
Now, where are they doing that at? What states?
They just passed that here, and so
just here. But I'm pissed off about that.
The key was, and their explanation is that's their way of trying to help Arkansas compete with other states.
I get what their explanation is.
Texas and Florida that don't have state tax, or teams that have higher things. My thing is, so Justin Acree yesterday, y'all should have heard him, y'all. Livid about this. He says, what are you going to say about that?
Every single Arkansan. If you don't tax me, state tax, I got more money to go around and spend here in Northwest Arkansas that can benefit all the small businesses. But I'm watching my wallet get waxed every single day. and we got this punk kid. I'm sorry. We got this kid coming in from Florida who don't even like the state of Arkansas. And all of a sudden, we're just putting more money in his pocket just for him to leave next year and take that money and go spend it in another state. That's messed up. I'm not on board with that at all. I don't even understand how a governor or any of our representatives sat there and tried to spin that to all the hardworking people in Arkansas that, oh, we're gonna free state tax. What are we talking about?
So that's how you feel. Imagine how it feels when it's specifically when it comes to the university and what they see as employees, but only for the athletes. What about that teacher that's been there for 35 years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, here's the other thing. So, I completely agree. So I get why they did it.
Yeah.
Makes total sense. They're trying to compete, all that. I'm not arguing that point. What I am arguing is when these cats leave and they're not making $1 million a year anymore, and they go get that job because they didn't make it in the league, and they're making 50 to 60, and they're living in the state of Arkansas, and they're getting popped with that percentage on tax. You're not teaching them about the real world. And I do think that there's a piece of this that they need to. I'm all about these kids getting all the money they can get. I have no issues with that. I wish I would have. I mean, I am jealous, but what I do think is that this needs to be set up a little bit differently. There needs to be so much financial education that these kids are getting. Like, there needs to be things like when I work in the business world, I've got to go through ethics and compliance training like twice a year. I got to watch all these videos. I got to take tests. I got to do this. So we know the rules of how to operate inside the business world. They need to be able to pass some of this stuff where they have access to this money, because I mean, there's a whole Netflix or not Netflix, ESPN 30 for 30 called Broke. And it goes through all these athletes that made hundreds of millions of dollars throughout their careers, and they got $0.
Well, they got.
I'm pretty sure I saw something on Sebastian Telfair that made like $117 million in his NBA career, and now he's back in the projects in the Bronx, living. I mean, like he was before he even went to college or to the pros.
Yeah,
they got
no money.
Their schools now, and part of their recruiting pitch with these NIL collectives and everybody is, hey, and we're partnered with these financial advisors. We have a whole department now to help make sure that your taxes are paid. You ain't got to pay taxes anymore in Arkansas, but make sure you save your money, and it doesn't go to waste. They have all that now, that they're at least partnering them with a department or people or professionals that the university is partnering with. But I don't care about that. Because you're right, what you said. These kids are getting paid a lot of money, and then when this stops and they hit the real world, because the majority of these college kids that are making $1 million, $1.5 million, they're not going to play in the NFL. It's not going to happen.
They're not.
But that's why it's the smartest decision for them to stay in school and stay in the NCAA. That's why they're petitioned for 6 and 7 and 8 years, because they're going to make more money that way. And to be honest with you, NCAA is going to get to the point where they extend eligibility, because they're going to want to keep college sports competitive, and this is going to go down the road of more professional football, especially when they break down the whole NCAA framing and reframe it and get a better control over this. Because they don't even want to call this payment, fellas. You know what they're calling it? In front of a Supreme Court judge, they're calling it participation rewards.
Wow.
We're not paying these guys. This is a participation reward.
This is
what are you talking about? The IRS wants their money like it's a payment. No, it's not a payment. It's absolutely insane. And I'm pissed off now about Arkansas, the governor of Arkansas.
Got you all hot?
Yes.
I get it. So
now, what are they going to? Are they going to take all state taxes away in the state of Arkansas?
No,
if this is the first part of it,
hey, not to get into the political world, but yes, Governor Sanders did run on saying that was the goal, to get rid of state tax here in Arkansas.
Well, you figured out a way to give it. Look at the roster. Is the roster the majority of Arkansas kids or out of state kids? And they're not even kids anymore. At 18, you're a citizen, fellas. So are you Arkansas citizens or are you some other state citizens? So we're going to give tax-free breaks to a bunch of other people that are from other states? That don't make any sense unless our coaching staff that, well, we're going to be Arkansas heavy athletes. Maybe then you could spin it to say, well, we're doing this for Arkansas kids. No, you're not.
Josh, you got a career. So Ebony, when it comes to pushing legislation, all that stuff, when session is in, that's where she is most of the time. She said you should have been at the committee hearings when they were passing this law. testify against it. Josh, you got to. This may be your calling. You know what I mean? This may be your calling. All right. You maybe need to get into some worlds of making sure we get some change. Man. All right. Alex, perfect timing. Let Grant cook. Grant, we haven't even got to how you're going to break up this money. And try to make this tight because we still got a lot to get to. Sorry, I got you, man. We went off the rails. It super easy. Yeah, what you got?
25.5 million goes straight to the offensive line. Everybody's getting $5.1 million to go up there.
25
all right. I got you. All right. So quarterbacks, I mean, obviously kind of the quarterback of most teams, as they go, the team goes. So you got to spend some cash in there. I think you got to pay 3 guys. Obviously, your top guys are going to get paid the most. So I'm going to go, and I'll go approximate, roughly $4 million for that room. Between offense and defensive line, I'm going to say about $10 million. So that's where the bulk of that, almost half of my NIL budget is going to go, is the offensive defensive line. I do think that, especially in the SEC, you've got to build both of those parts of the team up to have a shot at being successful. Linebackers, I'm going to go about $2 million. Wide receivers, call it 3.5. Running backs, about $1.5 million. Tight ends, I'm going to go $1 million or just over. DBs, I'm going to go $3 million for DBs, and then I think I got a little bit of change left over for special teams. We'll throw on some crumbs.
But you got to at least get a good kicker, right? You got a good kicker. And like I said, so this is what we're going to do, okay? The portal, like I said, we'll see what happens Friday. And there will be rumors about how much these guys are getting, okay? And when that stuff starts coming out, we'll start doing a little bit more digging. If we can get somewhere in the ballpark, like I said, we're going to watch film on all these guys coming in, and we're going to let you know if we think they're worth it or not. There's a good chance we're probably going to say no. Now, there are some players like Mike Washington. If you said, hey, that guy about $500,000, $600,000. Based off what everybody is bringing, do I still think that's a lot in college football? Yes, but I would justify it. You know what I mean? So there are some people out there that do bring this in. All right, fellas, let's move on to the next part. Are y'all ready to go ahead and win some prizes? Like I said, we got some giveaways. So right now we're going to get into the competition segment of our show. Pending, y'all can hear this. Can y'all hear our competition music? Y'all hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what that means. It's about time for our shot clock. All right, in the chat room, I need y'all to let me know who you want to play for you for a chance to win a little something today. And I got an interesting one. Like I said, the year is wrapping up, fellas, okay? The year is wrapping up, and we're going to take a look back at some of the top moments this year. And I want y'all to let me know which one had a bigger impact. Now, the impact, I'll let you argue that point. It could be like, it was all the talk, or this was a really big thing for the people, or however you want to spin it. I just want you to let me know this was the biggest talker of the year, okay? So let's figure out who we're playing for. Laker 0824. Josh, you are playing for Laker 0824. Alex Shirley, I hope to play today, and he's going to go let Grant cook. All right, Alex, I got you covered. You don't have a 4th and 5 mug. Jim Gum, what's up, Jim? How are you doing? And I got the clock displayed so everybody can see it. All right, so I got 3 topics, fellas, okay? And I want you to know when these headlines came out, which ones generated more buzz, and then you got 45 seconds to argue your point. Ebony says I need to be more fair to Josh, but let's just get into it. Y'all ready for this one?
Ebony, don't pick sides. That's not fair.
Tell me what I got to argue again.
These are the top headlines of 2025. I want y'all to let me know which one was a bigger talker. It doesn't have to be a bigger deal. I'll just let you argue. Which one was a bigger thing in 2025?
Define talker. DJ, I got to know the rules, man, because I know you.
Grant, are you with me on this one?
I am.
Of course, Grant's always with you, big dog. Grant is always with you. You guys are like, you and Grant like this on this show. Come on now.
All right, how about this? Since Grant won yesterday, Grant goes first, and I'll let you pick up his vibe. Are you ready?
There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of cheap.
All right, the first one, y'all may remember this, and by May, yes, you do. All the headlines were about Sydney Sweeney. How you say her name? Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney.
Gene campaign. Great genes. People made it a very interesting. Is this like about white power or something like that? My opinion, probably a little overblown, no doubt about it. But it was one of the biggest headlines in 2025, and we all remember the Coldplay kiss cam that unveiled some infidelity. That's right, within a marriage to some top CEOs and people that they work with. So Grant, you're about to be on the clock. As soon as the music comes back, let me know which was a bigger headline and why. Your time starts now.
So I'm going to go with the Coldplay one. And I think it was because I had a couple coworkers that were at that concert.
Okay.
Customers to that concert, yeah. And so they were there when they saw these people pop up on the screen. You see everybody like ducking down and taking like, oh no, whoop, whoop. And so they were like, man, well, that's weird. And then homie from Coldplay's like, well, that's weird. Either they're not supposed to be together or like they're just really camera shy. And that thing blew up, man. I mean, it's Twitter, Instagram, it's on the news. People are showing this thing all over. And here's the other thing. These people are leaders of a company, and they're out here making these decisions. So anyway, I think it's probably the Coldplay kiss cam over the Sydney Sweeney Gene debacle deal.
All right, here we go. Josh, are you good?
Over here Googling.
Are you good? No. Put that phone down, Josh. Your time starts now.
DQ.
Hey, I need something in my ear when you bring me back up on screen, dog. That's not. Oh wait, I'm already going.
Let's
All
go.
right, I was trying to look up what the Sweeney girls thing was, but I don't keep up with that type of stuff. But I did keep up with the Coldplay. And here's what I tell you: the truth will set you free. You don't need to be at the Coldplay concert trying to sneak around, geek around with your side piece. Keep it real. If it wasn't working, go to therapy. Go to church. Go pray to God. Do something. Don't go to Coldplay concert and boot and hold your side pieces waist. What are you doing? I just think that, listen, infidelity is the devil, brother, and we got to do something about that. And you better take that to Jesus. That's my argument.
Hey, man, Jesus heals all, man. Josh, I'll give you a point. I'll give you a point on that one. All right. Limited research. I agree, too. I think the Sydney Sweeney thing was overblown. People making big deal out of nothing for no reason.
I don't even know what the Sydney Sweeney thing was. That's what I was trying to look up.
They were trying to say that the ad, it was about good genes. They were trying to make it seem like she has good genes because she's white, blue-eyed, blonde. And I was like, that's a stretch.
Oh, like genetic genes.
Genetic
Okay,
genes.
I got you.
Yes, it was.
Oh, and it was a gene.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
Play on words.
All right. Let's get to the next topic. This will be a fun one. I want y'all to let me know. Whew. This is interesting because there may be some recency bias. Josh, you're going to be up first. Bigger deal, bigger headlines, bigger talkers. All right. And it become any fashion. Let's go through it. Who had a bigger downfall? Are you ready? This is going to be between P. Diddy and Coach Moore over there at Michigan. All right. I'll let y'all get into it. Josh, you're going to be up first, and your time starts now.
I think I'm going to go with Coach Moore had the bigger downfall. And here's why. Because Diddy had been doing what Diddy had been doing since the 90s. I watched the 50 Cent documentary, and that happened for a long period of time. And Diddy has somehow stayed out of trouble and lived his life to his old age. And it's terrible what he was doing. And I believe every bit of that documentary. I think Diddy was a scumbag. Now, on the flip side of things, the coach, man, you just finally got to that level of football, of that level of your career. And again, infidelity, you do it to yourself again. What's going on with these girls that are always getting these men to get down into the trenches with them? Be faithful to your wife, be a father to your kids, and stay at home and coach football.
I got to retract football, but I got the gist of it. I got the gist of it. All right, Grant, your time starts now.
All right, I'm going Diddy, so I'm going to pick the opposite. You think about how famous Sean Combs was back in the day. And still, I mean, all the way through the 2000s and early 20 teens. And now all this stuff comes out. Man, this guy brought in all these pop stars. I mean, Justin Bieber. No, was that Usher? No, I think he was involved with Bieber too. He had he was one of the biggest stars ever. Everybody loved Diddy. And now you see all this stuff coming out. 50 Cent talking about it, man. That's the funny stuff, actually, by the way. But, Coach Moore, crashed out. But very, very small piece of success compared to Sean Diddy Combs. And now all the crash out around it.
All right. I'll say this. I think Josh drove that one home a little bit better. I do. I think Josh drove it home.
Ebony, you see what happens when you tell DJ he has to pick Josh? You're the only person that can control him.
I'm trying to. Oh, I almost forgot. Josh, what color are you? You red or blue? I can't remember.
Blue, baby.
You're blue. Oh, there we go. Josh up 2. And I'll say this too.
Hey, I woke up early and had my coffee.
If y'all would have added the fact that Coach Moore actually went to this person's house and was contemplating murdering this person, I thought that would have really drove the more.
I didn't want to go that dark.
Yeah, but I mean, he went there. He went there.
I didn't want to go that dark this morning. DJ.
All right, this will be an interesting one. It depends on where you are. What was a bigger deal? And I know what should have been a bigger deal, but this is just what was a bigger deal when it comes to all the talk. Okay. Now this is bad. I know what it. Let's get into it. Grant, you're going to be up first.
Josh won.
Oh yeah, like golf. Josh, you're up first. The biggest headlines of 2025 were Taylor and Travis get engaged, or we got a new pope. All right. We all remember the craze around all this, the watch, the details, the first American pope ever. All right. So let's get into it. Josh, your time starts now.
I guess what did more people talk about globally? Oh my gosh, DJ. Probably the Pope. More people talked about the Pope, but I've got strong opinions about the Travis and what's her name? Taylor Swift.
No.
I got strong opinions about that, fellas. Look, Travis, in my opinion, he made a savvy business deal. He was coming upon retirement, and he kind of migrated from football to entertainment. Before you know it, this guy's going to have a reality television show. It's going to be the highest paid reality television show, split right down the middle between Taylor and Travis. And I pray that we don't see that marriage fall apart.
All right, I got to take a part away from the statement. But up next, which was a bigger deal, bigger talker, bigger headline? Grant, your time starts now.
Well, I mean, I think internationally, definitely the Pope. I think there's a few more Catholics out there than there is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift fan. It's probably close, though, when you get Taylor in the mix. I think as far as in the United States, unfortunately, it probably was Taylor and Travis. I mean, every single game on TV, they're showing her in the box sitting there with Brittany Mahomes, and they're all in there doing their thing. And now they're all talking about, oh, it's Rhode Island, and it's going to be people trying to sneak into that wedding. The security's going to be crazy. And this whole relationship's been wild. I mean, you see Travis, he looked like he was out there ready to kick it with the homies in the street. Now he looks like a dude that does science fair projects on the side. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's that.
All right, y'all.
We need more of the Pope and less Taylor Swift. That's what we need.
I think Grant drove that one home a little bit better. Grant, point on the board. Here we go. We are up against it, but we're going to push through. Are y'all good on time? I know y'all got to leave somewhat early. Are we good? Y'all ready to switch?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, let's get to our day in history. Should be a fun one today. I got some great topics. I think fair topics. And we will figure out a way to where we just don't do one up or one below. But until now, we just got to roll with the punches, all right? Where is my day in history music?
I won't do that anymore. I won't play Price is Right. I'll
It's
actually
fair.
pick a year.
It's fair. All right, y'all ready? Let's get into it. Our day in history as the competition continues. All right, let's take a look at what happened on this day, December 30th, back in time. We're going to talk about this guy. Hoover changed his name, something like that. And I didn't even realize that the Hubble telescope was named after somebody, but that's just how stuff works. And we're going to talk about the $50 when it came into existence to honor John F. Kennedy. First up, who won that last round? Grant. You're going to be up first. You got to guess first. First topic. Let me pull up my notes. I didn't even know that J. Edgar Hoover decided to change his name, but he did. When did he do that? Let me pull up my little notes over here. Stand by. And there it is. All right. In what year did John E. Hoover decide to change his name and want to be called J. Edgar Hoover? Grant, what year did this happen?
Well, based on the suit, I'm going to say 1931.
Josh.
J. Edgar Hoover. I'm going to go with 1951.
Correct answer was 1918. Grant gets the point. We are all tied up. Here we
Terrible
go.
at this game.
All right. Next topic. Where's my little switcher? There we go. Next topic. Look at this guy. An astronomer named Edwin Hubble formally announces the existence of other galaxies. He's out there searching. Now we have the Hubble telescope named after this guy. What year did he formally announce that there is more existence out there in the galaxies? He presented this at the meeting of American Astronomical Society. What year did this happen? Josh, you're up first.
1928.
Grant?
I'm going to say 1901.
Correct answer is 1924. Josh takes the lead.
Nice.
Where's it at? We're getting close. All right, let's keep this going. Day in history. Kennedy half dollar. Congress authorized the Kennedy half dollar in honor of John F. Kennedy. Grant, what year did this happen?
1968.
Josh?
No. 1969.
1963.
No!
1963. Let's tie it up. All right, we're tied going into the playlist. All right, we're
I
finna,
hate this game.
we're finna see who gets who's gonna get their money. We got 3, so it won't end in a tie. Hopefully they get these songs. Okay, so let's pull this up. We got 3 songs today. Y'all know. Shoot, I didn't upload them.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Sounds like this game ends in a tie and everybody gets a prize.
Dang. That's what happens.
Gosh. Hey, you know what? It's good for everybody, you know? A win.
I had some great songs. Great songs.
We almost made it through one whole clean show.
We're tight on our time anyway. That was the rule. Once we get to spots where we're tight on time. God, I had some great songs.
Maybe we can finish this game on our next show.
Well, then it's not a day in history anymore. These were top songs and top headlines on December 30th. But we'll just move on from that. It's 7 o'clock. I know people got to get their day started. 7:03 to be exact. And so, fellas, this is what we have on tap. I'm actually going to be in Bentonville tonight. Josh, I'm staying at your place. Just in case you forgot, I will be there tonight.
I did, in fact, forget. But
we got dinner tonight. Show tomorrow morning. That's going to be the interesting one. If I'm there and we do this, then we have to do it from your house, okay? Do we make that work? Or do we take New Year's Eve and New Year's off?
Are you saying you want to shoot from my house? Is that what the question was?
I mean, unless you're going to set me outside in the backyard and shoot, you know, that's the only option.
DJ, I'll give you the master bedroom. We can shoot live from the house, baby.
DJ, for my birthday tomorrow. Oh, Jim Gum's birthday's tomorrow. Happy early birthday.
I think we got to have a show then. Shout out to Jim Gum.
Who'd y'all play for today? Where did I write that down?
Hey, DJ.
Yeah.
I played for Shirley. Alex Shirley.
Pick a number 1 through 100 to finish this game, and the person closest to it wins.
Is that what you want to do? I'm going to write it down.
Okay. I go first?
Yep.
45.
Grant?
That's what I was going to pick.
If you didn't pick your own number, dude.
46.
if you didn't pick your own number, DJ.
Live from the throne. That's when somebody says our show should be called tomorrow. I don't know if y'all can see that. 34. 34.
Oh, Josh wins.
Josh wins the day. How about that?
Sorry, Alex Shirley.
Josh,
That's
you played
DJ's
for dang, I cannot find there it is.
Here's
Played
something
for
I want to just
Laker
suggest.
Laker 0824. That's Kobe Bryant's both numbers. Send me a message on Facebook, please, of your address, and we'll send you your stuff.
Crawford.
Is that Brandon Crawford?
I think so.
Brandon, send me your email. All right. Hit it up. What is today?
December 30th.
Oh, yes. Valerie, you're watching my dogs. So, yeah, we're leaving today. Thank you. I guess I should have let you know that. All right, B. Crawford, send me your address, and we'll send you a 4th and 5 morning huddle mug in the mail. All right, let's wrap this up. I think we try to figure this out and try to do it tomorrow. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oof, I got a day
Can
tomorrow.
we make a bigger deal about my victory?
Oh.
Have you done the idea box? Let's just. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 4-5. Hey, can we put like in a little idea box here? I like that. I like that too. Let's make a little like a graphic or like some motion graphic. When I win, it comes on the screen, celebratory fashion.
Like confetti and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I can have one for both
AI
of you.
it. You know, you can AI that's something cool.
I can build something. We'll make something work.
For both of us.
Takes about 6 hours, but we'll make it work. All right, fellas. Y'all have a good one. Everybody at home, thank y'all, as always, watching 4th and 5, the morning huddle. I guess we're going to do this show tomorrow. It's going to be an early day up in Northwest Arkansas. I'm excited, but we will have New Year's Day off because I'm assuming we'll be up late on New Year's Eve, ringing in the new year. Am I a day ahead of myself? Boom, 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 boom.
No, tomorrow's New Year's Eve.
Is it? Wow. Time's flying, y'all.
New Year.
All right, y'all.
Can I send this out real quick, DJ?
Send what out?
Just the show?
You want to send us out?
Yeah.
Come on.
I just got one thing to say before we go. Enjoy paying your taxes while all these other kids from other states don't have to pay their taxes. Good morning and goodbye, 4th and 5. We're watching the huddle.